Money Mastery. Episode 2. Why most people stay poor without realizing it. Imagine receiving a message from your bank tomorrow morning. It says you've just received a salary increase of 50%. At first, you're excited. You start imagining a bigger apartment, a newer car, better vacations, and all the things you've wanted for years. Now fast forward 5 years. Surprisingly, your savings haven't grown much. You still worry about bills. You're still waiting for payday. And somehow, despite earning far more than before, you don't feel any richer. How is that possible? Because for millions of people, the problem isn't how much they earn. It's how money quietly disappears without them ever noticing. Today, we'll explore why so many hardworking people remain financially stuck, not because they lack talent or ambition, but because they've unknowingly adopted habits that keep them running in circles. By the end of this episode, you'll begin to recognize these invisible traps, and more importantly, learn how to avoid them. Let's begin. Introduction. Take a look around. Every day, we see people driving expensive cars, wearing luxury watches, carrying the newest smartphones, and living lifestyles that appear successful. From the outside, it looks like prosperity. But appearances can be deceiving. Many people who look wealthy are actually living under enormous financial pressure. Large monthly payments, growing credit card balances, loans that will take years to repay. The image of wealth is not always the reality of wealth. Real wealth is often invisible. It's the emergency fund no one sees. The investments quietly growing in the background. The debt that doesn't exist. The freedom to make choices without financial panic. That's why understanding money begins with changing what we admire. Instead of asking, how can I look rich? Ask yourself, how can I become financially secure? Those two questions lead to completely different lives.
Lesson 1. The Lifestyle Trap. Have you ever noticed that every time your income increases, your expenses seem to increase too? A promotion arrives. Soon, a nicer apartment follows. Then a more expensive car. More subscriptions. Better restaurants. More shopping. Before long, your higher salary has disappeared. This is known as lifestyle inflation. The more we earn, the more we convince ourselves that we deserve to spend. There's nothing wrong with enjoying success. The danger comes when every extra dollar immediately becomes another monthly expense. Imagine climbing a mountain while carrying a backpack. Each time your income increases, you place another heavy stone inside. At first, the climb feels manageable. But eventually, the backpack becomes so heavy that every step feels exhausting. Many people don't realize they're carrying this invisible weight. Financial freedom doesn't come from earning more. It comes from keeping more of what you earn and putting it to work. Ask yourself this question. If your income doubled tomorrow, would your savings double too? Or would your lifestyle simply become more expensive? The answer reveals more about your financial future than your salary ever will.
Money Mastery. Episode 2 Part 2. Lesson 2. Why our brains love spending. Have you ever wondered why buying something new feels so exciting? Whether it's a new phone, a pair of shoes, or even a cup of coffee, your brain rewards you with a small burst of pleasure. Scientists call this a dopamine response, the brain's way of encouraging behaviors it enjoys. The problem isn't spending money. The problem is confusing temporary excitement with lasting happiness. Think about the last expensive item you bought. How excited were you on the first day? Probably very excited. A week later, the excitement had already begun to fade. A month later, it had become part of everyday life. This is called hedonic adaptation. We quickly get used to what once excited us, and before long, we're searching for the next purchase that promises the same feeling. It's like drinking salt water when you're thirsty. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. Many companies understand this psychology better than we do. Advertisements don't just sell products. They sell emotions. They sell status. They sell the feeling of belonging. They convince us that buying something new will make us happier, more successful, or more admired. Sometimes it does, for a moment. But lasting financial confidence comes from something much deeper. It comes from knowing that your future is becoming more secure with every wise decision you make. Before buying something expensive, try asking yourself, am I buying this because I truly need it, or because I want the feeling it promises? That single question can save you thousands of dollars over a lifetime.
Lesson 3. The hidden cost of small daily habits. Most people don't become financially stressed because of one enormous purchase. Instead, it's often the result of hundreds of tiny decisions that seem harmless on their own. Imagine a small leak in the roof of your house. At first, it's almost impossible to notice. Just a few drops of water. Nothing serious. Weeks pass. Then months. Eventually, the ceiling begins to crack, the walls become damp, and repairs become expensive. Money works in much the same way. A daily coffee, a streaming service you rarely use, impulse purchases made late at night, food deliveries when cooking would have been just as easy. Individually, none of these expenses seem important. Together, they can quietly consume thousands of dollars every year. This doesn't mean you should never enjoy life's little pleasures. The goal isn't to eliminate happiness. The goal is to spend with intention. Ask yourself, does this expense genuinely improve my life, or has it simply become an unconscious habit? The wealthiest people aren't necessarily those who never spend. They're often the ones who spend deliberately. Every dollar has a purpose. Every purchase reflects a choice. When your spending aligns with your values, your money begins working in your favor instead of disappearing without a trace.
Lesson 4. The Comparison Trap. Imagine two neighbors. The first buys a brand new luxury car. The second keeps driving a reliable vehicle while quietly investing the difference every month. From the outside, who appears wealthier? Most people would point to the luxury car. But appearances rarely tell the whole story. The first neighbor may be carrying years of debt. The second may be building long-term financial security that no one else can see. One of the greatest financial traps is comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel. Today, social media makes this even more difficult. Every day we're surrounded by images of expensive vacations, designer clothes, dream homes, and luxury lifestyles. What we don't see are the loans, the credit card balances, the financial stress, or the sacrifices hidden behind those pictures. Comparison creates pressure. Pressure leads to unnecessary spending. And unnecessary spending delays financial freedom. Remember this. Rich doesn't always look rich. Some of the wealthiest people live surprisingly simple lives. They understand that real success isn't about impressing strangers. It's about creating options for yourself and the people you love. Instead of asking, why don't I have what they have? Ask a better question. What habits help them get there, and are those habits worth copying? Because copying appearances builds expenses. Copying good habits builds wealth.
Transition. We've discovered that our emotions often encourage unnecessary spending, that small daily habits quietly shape our financial future, and that comparing ourselves to others can become an expensive distraction. But recognizing these traps is only the first step. The real transformation begins when we replace them with better habits. In the next part, we'll explore how successful people think differently about money, why patience is one of the greatest financial advantages, and how small, consistent actions can completely change your future over time.
Money Mastery. Episode 2 Part 3. Lesson 5. The Power of Delayed Gratification. Imagine a child sitting at a table with a single cookie. An adult walks into the room and says, "You can eat this cookie now." Or, if you're willing to wait just 15 minutes, you'll receive 2 cookies instead. Some children eat the cookie immediately. Others decide to wait. This simple choice represents one of the most powerful principles in personal finance: delayed gratification. Our world encourages instant results. Instant shopping, instant entertainment, instant delivery, instant approval. Everything is designed to make waiting feel unnecessary. But wealth often grows in the opposite direction. It rewards patience. Think of a farmer planting seeds. No matter how much he hopes for a harvest, pulling on the plants won't make them grow faster. He waters them, protects them, waits. Then, one day, the harvest arrives. Money follows the same pattern. Every dollar you invest is a seed. At first, nothing seems to happen. Weeks pass, months pass, sometimes even years. Then growth begins to accelerate. The people who become financially successful aren't always those who earn the most. They're often the ones who learn to delay today's pleasures in exchange for tomorrow's opportunities. The next time you're tempted to make an impulsive purchase, ask yourself, would I rather own this today, or own more freedom tomorrow? That single question can reshape your future.
Lesson 6. Small actions create extraordinary results. Many people dream about changing their financial lives overnight. They search for the perfect investment, the secret strategy, the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But lasting wealth is rarely built through dramatic moments. It's built through ordinary actions repeated consistently. Imagine placing 1 brick every day. 1 brick seems insignificant, but after a year, you've placed 365 bricks. After 10 years, you've built something solid and lasting. Money works in much the same way. Saving a little every month. Learning one new financial concept every week. Avoiding unnecessary debt. Investing consistently. These habits may feel small today, yet over time, they create remarkable results. Success doesn't usually come from doing one extraordinary thing. It comes from doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. The same is true for financial freedom. It's not built in a weekend. It's built through discipline practiced over decades. Never underestimate the power of small decisions, because your daily habits quietly become your future.
Lesson 7. Your financial future is built every day. Many people believe financial freedom begins when they earn more money. In reality, it begins with the choices they make today. Every morning gives you a new opportunity. You can spend without thinking, or spend with purpose. You can ignore your finances, or spend 10 minutes reviewing your budget. You can postpone investing, or take one small step toward your future. None of these choices seem life-changing on their own, but together, they become the story of your financial life. Imagine steering a ship across the ocean. Changing the direction by just 1 degree doesn't seem important. Yet after hundreds of miles, that tiny adjustment leads to a completely different destination. Your financial habits work exactly the same way. A small improvement today may seem invisible, but over the course of 5, 10, or 20 years, the difference can be extraordinary. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait until you feel completely ready. The best financial plan is the one you begin and continue. Consistency will always outperform occasional bursts of motivation. Because success isn't created by what you do once. It's created by what you choose to do again and again. Transition. So far, we've uncovered the invisible habits that quietly keep many people financially stuck. We've learned why patience matters, why consistency beats intensity, and why every small decision shapes tomorrow. But one final question remains. If the goal isn't simply to earn more money, then what is the true purpose of building wealth? In the final part of this episode, we'll answer that question, bring every lesson together, and leave you with a simple challenge that could change the way you think about money forever.
Money Mastery. Episode 2 Part 4 Final. Lesson 8. The Real Meaning of Wealth. Take a moment and imagine two different people. The first earns a very high income. They live in a beautiful home, drive an expensive car, and wear designer clothes. From the outside, they appear successful. But behind closed doors, every paycheck is already spoken for. Loans, credit cards, and monthly payments leave them with little peace of mind. Now imagine someone else. Their house is modest. Their car isn't the newest model. They don't try to impress anyone. Yet they sleep well at night. They have savings for emergencies, investments that continue to grow, and the freedom to make choices without constantly worrying about money. Which person is truly wealthier? Many people spend years chasing the appearance of success while overlooking the quiet confidence that comes from financial stability. Real wealth isn't about proving anything to other people. It's about creating a life where money becomes a tool instead of a source of stress. Money can buy comfort. It can create opportunities. It can give you more choices. But perhaps its greatest gift is time. Time to travel. Time with your family. Time to learn new skills. Time to help others. Time to pursue work that gives your life meaning. When you stop seeing money as the finish line and start seeing it as a tool for building a better life, your priorities begin to change. You spend more intentionally. You save more consistently. You invest more patiently. And little by little, you replace financial pressure with financial confidence. The big lesson. If there's one idea to remember from today's episode, it's this: most people don't stay financially stuck because they lack intelligence. They stay stuck because they repeat small habits without questioning where those habits are leading. Every purchase is a vote for the future you're creating. Every dollar you save is a promise to your future self. Every investment is a seed planted for tomorrow. The good news is that habits can change. And when your habits change, your financial future can change with them. You don't need to become perfect overnight. You don't need to earn twice as much. You simply need to become a little more intentional each day. Because financial freedom isn't built through one extraordinary decision. It's built through thousands of ordinary decisions made with purpose.
Final challenge. Before this day ends, take 10 minutes to look at your finances. Ask yourself 3 simple questions. Where is my money really going? Which habit is helping my future? Which habit is quietly holding me back? Don't judge yourself. Just become aware. Awareness is the first step toward change. Then choose one small action. Cancel a subscription you never use. Start an emergency fund. Transfer a small amount into an investment account. Read 10 pages of a book about personal finance. It doesn't matter how small the action is. What matters is that you begin. Remember, great financial journeys rarely start with giant leaps. They start with one small step taken consistently. Conclusion. Today's episode wasn't about becoming rich overnight. It was about understanding why so many people work hard yet struggle to build lasting wealth. We explored the trap of lifestyle inflation. We uncovered how emotions influence spending. We saw how small daily habits quietly shape our future. We learned why comparing ourselves to others often leads to unnecessary expenses. We discovered the power of patience, consistency, and long-term thinking. And finally, we realized that true wealth isn't measured by the size of your paycheck or the price of your possessions. It's measured by the freedom to make choices without fear. The freedom to live according to your values. The freedom to create opportunities for yourself and the people you love. That is the kind of wealth worth pursuing. Call to action. If this episode gave you a new perspective on money, don't let these ideas end here. Choose one lesson and put it into practice this week. Small actions repeated consistently create extraordinary results. If you're enjoying Money Mastery, subscribe and join us as we continue exploring timeless lessons about wealth, investing, productivity, and personal growth. And before you leave, answer this question in the comments. What's one financial habit you're committed to changing starting today? Your answer might inspire someone else to begin their own journey. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep building a future your future self will thank you for.